Let's talk about one of the internet's most haunting questions. Why did a single penguin just walk away from everything? Its colony, its life, straight toward what was, well, certain death.
You felt it, right? That feeling. You're in the middle of the daily grind, just going with the flow, and this little voice in your head just whispers, what if I just walked away? You know, what if you picked a totally different path, even if you had no idea where it was going?
All right, so let's set the scene. Picture this. It's 2007. The legendary filmmaker Werner Herzog is deep in Antarctica, shooting this documentary called Encounters at the End of the World. His crew is out there to capture what life is like in one of the most extreme places on Earth. But they end up filming something, well, something they absolutely did not see coming.
So the scene itself, it starts out totally normal. You've got this whole colony of Adelie penguins marching in a single file line, just like they've done for forever, right? They're all heading to the ocean to get food. But then, one of them just stops. It kind of hangs back for a second, and then it makes a move. It turns its back on the group, turns its back on the ocean, the source of all its food, and just starts walking inland.
And look, this isn't just a little detour. The direction it's heading, it's straight for this huge, empty mountain range, almost 70 kilometers away. I mean, for a penguin, that is a one-way trip. There's no food out there, no water, no shelter. Literally nothing.
You might think, okay, maybe it just got confused. But this is where it gets really weird. Dr. David Ainley, a scientist who was actually there, says the penguin was just determined. He explains that even if they tried to help it, physically pick it up and bring it back to the group, it would just turn right around and start walking back towards those mountains. No hesitation.
So, what in the world was going on here? This is the core of the whole thing. Was this just a biological glitch, a sad mistake? Or were we watching something else entirely, a real choice? And this question really split people. You've got two main camps. On one side, you have the scientific explanation, which is pretty logical. Maybe the penguin was sick, or its internal GPS was just haywire, a bug in the code. But on the other side is how we saw it, how millions of people saw it. And that was something totally different. We saw defiance, a conscious choice to reject the path everyone else was on. And that second interpretation, the one about defiance, that's the one that blew up online. The clip went absolutely viral. And suddenly, this penguin wasn't just a lost animal anymore. The internet turned it into a hero, a symbol. It got this nickname, the nihilist penguin. It became this digital icon for that feeling of choosing your own way, even if it seems pointless to everyone else. Even if you know it might lead, well, absolutely nowhere. It's kind of wild, right? This one little penguin's walk suddenly became a symbol for all these huge ideas, like existentialism, this idea that you're free to define your own purpose, or absurdism, pushing forward even when you know failure is certain. And of course, alienation and defiance, that deep feeling of being disconnected from the crowd and making the choice to go it alone. But here's the thing. If you go back to the original documentary, Werner Herzog, he gives us no answers. None. It's totally his style. He just shows you what happened without telling you what to think. The camera watches. The penguin walks. That's it. And honestly, that silence, that refusal to explain anything, that's what makes it so powerful. Because he leaves it open like that, the penguin stops being just a penguin. It becomes a mirror. When we look at it, we don't just see a lost bird. We see ourselves. We see our own frustrations, our own secret wishes to be free, our own battles with fitting in, all projected onto this tiny, determined figure walking into the abyss. So that really brings us to the big question, doesn't it? I mean, this footage is old now, but we still watch it. We still share it. We still talk about it. Why? Why does this one quiet act from a little penguin still grab us so strongly? I think it's because the real power of this story isn't in finding the answer. It's in what the question makes us feel. We don't keep coming back to figure out the penguin. We come back because it forces us to think about ourselves. The magic isn't in the explanation. It's in the journey, the mystery, and that powerful unanswered question of what it means to choose your own path. It really makes you stop and think, about all the tiny paths we choose every single day.